Yeah, so now, according to the author, multitasking reduces your productivity. You need to focus only on one thing. So here he also mentions cue, routine, and reward method. I guess we've done this during the habit thing, but yet I'll read it for y'all. According to this person, Dahek, cues that trigger habit falls into five main categories: a specific time of a day, a place, a feeling, the presence of certain people, or a preceding behavior that you have ritualized. This is why creating a productive daily routine is so powerful. You do the same thing every day, and when you ensure that routine is genuinely rewarding to you, over time you solidify the neurological pathways in your brain until it becomes an automatic habit. So yeah, so multitasking is a habit that we need to break. So what happens is when multitasking, our brain creates dopamine that is so addictive that makes us think that multitasking is good. But actually that is wrong. Single tasking makes you more productive, just like simplifying your tasks. So do this step by small amount of time. I mean, you can't stop multitasking overnight. You'll have you'll have to give up this habit slowly. That's where this routine and reward habit will work.
Okay, just to add what you said, Aditi, just on a lighter note, if we single on just one thing during the preparation of food, na, our mothers will hit us with the same balance. So we have to
I
do
know.
the
Completely
multitasking.
agreed. Completely agreed. But here, multitasking refers to the important tasks that we do. Like, for example, according to the rule of three, the three things we've decided while doing that, keep your attention towards that thing and don't divert it somewhere else. I mean,
Uh,
balance is what it needs.
Ma'am, I had a question for ma'am. With my experience with interacting with her, I've realized that uh, she would message you. She would also cook food. She'll do all of these things. But then I'm not making fun of her. It's a genuine question, ma'am. How do you manage? Because I cannot. I am very bad at it. And also, do you face the problem which the author mentions, like you're not giving full attention, therefore you're not being very productive? Because as far as I know you as a person, you're very productive. My limited experience, I'm not saying this just because you're here, but then because it's come.
No, the thing is that even I have started now realizing that okay, so if I have to really get things done and not stress out over doing many things, like you know, I started writing a book, but it keeps getting derailed because somebody or the others got something for you, some task, and then even if I decide that at least I'm going to write for 15 minutes in a day. But that what I find is that in trying to complete the work which is given by everybody, even the authorities and everything, and doing my own housework and ensuring things are running properly at home and everything, then in that process, what is my most important task that has gotten derailed? This I can say from my past 2 weeks of experience of how things are going. So that is why I decided to get, eat the frog and get the most tasks which I don't like or which are not really going to be that this thing for me personally, but I need to do them because you can do all this prioritizing and things like that. I think when you're an employee, somewhere your ability to do all that is restrained. How much ever you may try that, okay, I don't want other people's priorities, to become mine. but that happens. So yes, it does. I mean, I don't burn food or anything like that, or I don't. The taste is not bad while I'm doing everything else and doing this, because I will not literally be actually stirring in a pot and texting people. No, then when that is simmering on the gas, that is the time probably when I will message or something.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So what ma'am said actually reminded me of the line from this book itself. The author said that the most productive word you'll ever come across and in the vocabulary is the word no. I mean, you have to sacrifice things and you have to say no to some people so that your tasks get done at a certain point of time. Or then, you just keep saying yes to people, you keep committing
Yeah,
to
true.
people.
The thing is that you can say no, you should say no, but when you're an employee somewhere,
Yeah,
it becomes difficult to say
say
no.
no. True,
Like you may say no, but still there, people may be unwilling to listen to that no.
true. 101% true. Okay.
Ma'am, then you should give us practical ways to deal with that, please.
Ways to deal with what?
You have to say no. You know that that is something which is extra they're trying to give to you, just because they know you'll do it the best. Uh, so you have to say no, but then you cannot say no. Then how do
Okay,
you go
so
about it?
what we do is let Aditi finish her part in the book discussion,
Okay,
and then
okay.
we all will have a discussion. Okay,
Okay, all right.
because we are keeping on interrupting her.
No, it's
Okay,
actually
sorry. I
getting
thought this
fun.
was a
Yeah.
discussion, that's why.
Yes. It is a discussion, but we will have it. So then let her finish saying now whatever she wants to say, and then we'll discuss.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so after this, the end note of this part 6 was meditation. So, what this person sees that single tasking and is going to give you mindfulness, and meditation will increase this mindfulness. So, the best way to work out your attention muscles is to meditate. And after meditate, like of course, we all know the benefits of meditating. The next important part of the book was our diet, the refueling we do. Especially for women, we have this very bad habit of dieting. We increase 1 kilo of weight and we start dieting. So basically, what
Aditi, I don't think you have that problem.
I do, I need to increase my weight. I do diet for that.
You need to increase. Decrease की बात कर रहे थे अभी.
बढ़ नहीं रहा ना मैम.
Okay. ठीक है. बोलो.
Yeah. So small changes lead to big results, especially while eating food. The author actually experimented with his eating habits by drinking a product named Soylent, and fortunately or unfortunately, this person couldn't do this experiment for more than 2 days. So what is a Soylent? It is a powder that tastes like oats and contains all nutrients and vitamins. And we need to have this powder only once a day, and you get the entire day's energy according to the author. So energy is of course important to be productive. And fun fact, our brain burns 20% of calories. You have to sacrifice things that are tough the short in the what have I written? The short term, but rewarding in the long term. But you have to consider what sacrifices are worth it. I mean, you cannot sacrifice your food for any productivity namesake. And things don't happen overnight. So even if you're reducing your food intakes to increase your energy, you have to do it step by step. And of course, motivation is necessary. So after this experiment, what the author suggested was to eat more unprocessed foods that take longer to digest, and notice when you're full and stop eating. So that is going to increase your energy and is going to make you more productive. Drinking for energy. Oops. So what the author suggests here in simple is avoid sugary drinks, drink more water, drink caffeine strategically but not habitually. So what drinking coffee or any caffeine, including tea, is that you borrow energy from the future. So you don't necessarily do that every while. You don't have to do that necessarily for every while, because at the end of the day you'll be over exhausted. So when you can do this is giving an important presentation, writing a big article, working on of our daily intentions, diving into complicated research paper, or a big workout. So that time you can take caffeine, but otherwise you have to take it very less, and that too not habitually. Like if you drink coffee every morning, you have to stop doing that, because somewhere your brain gets addicted to the chemicals that are produced while drinking coffee. So when you don't get that coffee, you're going to drive yourself crazy, and that's going to affect your productivity. Exercise pill. So here you have to train your brain by forming new habits. You have to constantly form new habits. So you're like the last book discussion, your the motivation and excitement decreases. But if we maintain our willpower, the changes begins to become a new habit, and that's gonna train our brain into uh, more effective and productive. So yeah, it takes efforts to carve out those pathways, but as soon as you do, you won't need to expend any willpower on them. Yeah, and how exercise is necessary for productivity. Productivity benefits of getting more exercise, especially the aerobic ones, is that you do some physical activity. In today's knowledge oriented world, you have to do some exercises to keep your body fit, and if you don't, your health deteriorates, your obesity increases. But if you do exercise, that reduces your stress, it brings more focus and improves memory. So exercise is necessary. And the most important thing, your sleep. So if you see outside, especially while traveling at evening times when offices are done, you see a lot of robots or zombies sitting in a cab doing nothing, just staring at phone and almost slept. So that's what having less sleep is making people robots. Having less sleep is making people robots. So actually sleeping is a key to focus, concentration, energy, activeness, memories, and satisfaction. And if you don't sleep well, of course, your productivity is going to be affected. So what the author suggested here is to create a nighttime ritual. Expose yourself less to blue light. Don't be afraid to nap. If you can sleep constantly during the day, it is going to affect positively to your productivity. Stop drinking caffeine 18 to 14 hours before sleep. Think as your bedroom as a cave. That is some thing that the author suggested. It's a scientific thing that means your bedroom has to be neutral, nor too cold nor too hot, just like a cave. And yeah, here he suggested at the end some things to disconnect from productivity that is going to make you happy as well. So the author says that we should not try to be more productive day by day, but just create a balance of being productive and not being lazy and being productive at the same time. So disconnect from productivity more often. Recall 3 things you're grateful for. Journal about positive experience you had. Break tasks down. Ask yourself for advice and many more. And here we end the book.
Okay, thank you, Aditi. All right, so if anybody has anything to say, I have to answer Rohan's question, so I will answer that. But if anyone wants to say anything before that.
Thank you, Aditi. It was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditi, so much. I just wanted to add that Something that helped